Hey, physics friends. I'm glad to see that you made it. Welcome to your very first online physics lecture. We'll meet like this probably twice a week over the next year to just to learn a little bit about physics. Now, I don't know how comfortable you are with this, or maybe if anyone's ever done this style of teaching with you at all. But today I wanted to talk about a couple of things. I wanted to talk to you just about this method. I wanted to show you the website that you're seeing right now. I wanted to talk to you about a website called Edpuzzle. This is where I feed my videos through to you. And then lastly, just your grade. Maybe you're nervous a little bit about physics. I just kind of want to put you at ease a little bit. So first thing, these videos, the biggest misunderstanding I think that people have with watching these videos is they think that they need to understand this. Like, you're going to see Mr. Hare explaining how to do physics over the course of the year, and you might say to yourself, I have no idea what he's doing. That's okay. That's a completely normal and natural state of affairs. It's really important that you don't need to understand what I'm doing. This is a forum for you to write down definitions and copy down example problems. This is not where you're going to be learning the material. The learning comes the next day. The next day, I give you problems similar to the ones that I did for my example, and then we work through them together. You can work with the person next to you. You call me over. I frequently will float around, answer questions. I have the answer key up on the board, and we'll do that. You'll take typically it's 30 minutes of class of working on problems, and then the last 15 minutes will be a quiz. So you see it once on these videos, and don't think you have to understand. You don't. Just take notes. Then when we come back in class, we'll try them, and then you'll try them on your own with the quiz. So there's kind of a progression that takes place. So don't get frustrated if you see me do something on a video that you have no idea why or how I did it. We'll talk about that tomorrow. The second thing with these videos, it's really important that you set everything else aside. I try to keep these things about 15 minutes in length so that they're not too long, but I need you to put the cell phone away. I need you to turn the TV off. I need you to put the laptop elsewhere. Devote these 15 minutes to this, to your education. I watch kids do these and they sit there with their phone in one hand and they're multitasking constantly. Focus for a second. The other thing is take notes. I really need you to have your notes in front of you, and if you don't have your notes, I'll show you can just take them the old-fashioned way, write them down by hand, or I'll show you where you can get them online. I typically give like a pre-made PowerPoint. I usually will go through some slides and I'll print you off slides with half-written definitions. So it's kind of a guide, so you don't have to write as much, but you do have to write a few things that kind of keep you interested. So that's the whole idea behind the videos. More time spent with me and your friends. I mean, how many times have you done homework in the past where you get home and you're like, I have no idea what I'm doing, and you're stuck there by yourself? Wouldn't it be nice if your friends were all there and the teacher was there too? That's the whole idea behind this, is that you take the boring copying down notes, looking at the example problem. We'll do that outside of class. But then when you're in class, you can ask so many more questions. I feel like it's so much more efficient for you to learn this material doing it this way. This was part of my master's thesis too. I got my master's from UW-Oshkosh a few years ago, and current research says that this is a really good way to learn how to do physics. Then the first thing I want to introduce you to now is the website, the physics website. There's a few really important things here for you. I update this video. They're always really cool. They're something that has something to do with physics, but they're typically really neat. But the calendar. This is the calendar, and it kind of shows when things are due. So when you see this, watch 1.1. That's when 1.1 is due. You'll see Chapter 1 test. This gets updated as I know about it, so you could import this if you use Google Calendars to kind of give you reminders. I actually send out reminders through your cell phone with the Remind program. We'll go through this in class, get you signed up. But there's a lot of resources here. Specifically, let's check out chapter 1 within basic training. So you can pause this video and bookmark this website that you see right there right now. But inside basic training, I've got the book. So I'm not going to give you a physical book. This is a PDF version. It's the teacher's manual, so it's got all the answers in the margins for you to use if you want to. I use it just for problems, basically. If you miss some notes, like when I hand out notes and you don't have them, there's printable notes here. They're just in PDF format. If you've got a printer, you can print them out. Have your parents, maybe another teacher if you're in a bind. There's flashcards. These ones are printable, and sometimes I use Quizlet too. So if you want to use Quizlet to learn a little, there's a lot of terminology in every chapter. You know, like the branch of science that involves it. I don't know how to use this. Physics. There's a study guide that's online. This is printable as well, and at the very end of it, this is basically a practice test. I'll pass this out if you want, but during the test. But there's the answer key behind everything. There's worksheets, and also my video lectures are stored here too, but you're going to get those specifically from the Edpuzzle website. This is going to push these. This is where you're going to be watching it right now. I link it to Google Classroom, so you'd go there to get these videos to watch them. I like it because it doesn't let you fast forward through it and you have to keep it on top. It's just my little way of trying to just keep you honest. The last thing, I do have a really great YouTube channel too, by the way, if you're interested. Most of you aren't. I mean, if this is like a classic guy thing to sit down and watch stupid videos, and that's me. So if you just type in Mr. Hair, it's all one word. I'm a pretty big deal. I've got a few hundred subscribers. But if you go to my playlists, I've got, let's see here. Maybe it's, no, this isn't my, yeah, this is, it should be. I should have different chapters. Oh, right here, my library. I've got a different, the unit of light, for instance, sound. You click on sound, and I think I have like 150 videos of just things to do with sound. And so here's one. It's in Russian. It's how Russian people clear off their cars in the wintertime. Let's see if I can not have to watch an ad with you. Yeah. So it's pretty snowy outside. Just dumb stuff. My YouTube channel, it's pretty cool. You should check it out. The last thing I want to talk about is your grade. I don't know how you're feeling about physics. Maybe you've heard in the past, physics is hard. You're never going to get an A. I'm here to tell you that that's just not true. I love data, and I'm going to show you a bunch of graphs right now. This is the grades from last year. So this is how many A's there were for semester 1. This is how many B's. This is how many C's. This is how many D's, and this is how many F's. There are 65% of students are A's and B's. I think, personally, I think that people that have C's, I think everybody can get an A or B if they try. I think that people with C's, they struggle understanding how to study. And as people get better at this is semester 2, there's 79% of students are A's and B's. So people are they're figuring out how to do and work within this class. These are all the chapter tests. This is the very first test, basic training. Looks like this. This was how many A's, B's, C's, D's. And I do this after every test because I always wonder too, like, how are students doing? Is it being too hard? But I think typically 80% of people will get an A, B, an A or B, to be honest with you. So I think that you should be okay. I don't want you to, some people, they get a little bit nervous and skittish at the beginning, but it'll be okay, I promise. We'll figure this out, and you'll feel really good about yourself going through this class. This is one of the only classes proven, there are numbers behind this, that give you a better ACT score. This is a mental workout every day, and it's lots of fun. There's all sorts of cool stuff that we're going to do throughout the year, and I really look forward to it. I want you to be an advocate for yourself too. If you have issues or you have problems or you're just not getting something, feel free to just flexi-schedule yourself into me, shoot me an email, or come in before or after school. I'd love nothing more than to help you. I really do. I look forward to the year, and I hope that you're looking forward to it too. So I'm going to cut this off right now so it's not just too long, but we'll see you soon. Bye-bye, physics friends.